ಗೊತ್ತು ಅದು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ತು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಕವಿತಾ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಹುಬ್ಳಿ ತಗೋತಿಲ್ಲ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಅದೇ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಕನ್ಸೆಷನ್ ಹಾಕಿ ನಾವು ಗೊತ್ತಿರುವ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಈಗ ಹುಡುಕ್ಬೇಕು ಹುಡುಕ್ತಾ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡ ಬರುತ್ತೆ
ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ 12 people ಯು ವೇಟಿಂಗ್
ಶ್ವೇತಾ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಹಾ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ಓಕೆ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening. Madam will join 10 minutes late, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
ನೋಡ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹಂಗ ಯಾರನ್ನ ಬಂದ್ರೆ
Good evening, madam.
Good evening. So sorry today so late. I started so early, but I could not reach home because see, not change the dress also. I'm sitting like that. The reason being that I don't know what has happened to the traffic today in Bangalore. So is there any kind of a presentation which will go on, or should I do you will require more time to do UiPath? Arinakshi ma'am, are they supposed to show me something?
Ready? Huh? Shweta. Jo.
Ma'am, we require more time. Ma'am, we require more time for.
You require more time. Okay. The next week, whatever session we have, please make sure that you do the UiPath and the other assignment. Are
Sure,
you?
ma'am.
But
Thank you.
Shrishti Infotech Kandapura is ready with
Huh.
2 exercise. Are you able to? Can you do all the exercise and then we'll have the session for all? Okay. Let's have. Let's don't. We will not see in the parts. We will see like we will start the today's session then. So today's session, I thought I will be doing it little light, not so technical, and we will be actually doing the session on the AI, kind of business strategy. So just give me a few seconds. Okay, can you all see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So we are going to talk about the AI and the business strategies, how the AI is actually helping the companies to strategize their business, maximize their profit, or improve on their product, or in terms of new product development. Because this is also very important, students, that you should know that apart from the technicality, how it is used and what are the different ways in the company are using, the AI. Are you able to see?
Yes, madam.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So, I have started by taking a example of Google and the AI. So Google is one of the. Just give me a moment. Okay. So when we are talking about AI, Google and AI, this is a session where we are going to actually visualize how AI can create value for your company and your customers. So let's take an example of Google, a company which is very much into AI and uses AI to create a lot of values for their customers. So there are a lot of thousands of ways the Google is deploying AI, like from driverless car to the advertisement to YouTube. You all know that YouTube is owned by Google, and some let us discuss some kind of a latest application of AI in Google. Now you all know that Google parent company is Alphabet, and Google is the most oldest search engine. And also, we are also going to look into all these kinds. Basically, we are going to see that how Google is, enhancing the search experience or making it a very wise, intelligent search engine to improve on their ranking and all. So we will be looking into all these aspects like voice search, rank brain. And there is a new kind of a Google AI project which I want to discuss with you, which is called MUM, multitasking unified model. And we are going to, it's a very interesting one. I found it very interesting. I thought I'll share it with you. So when we look at the research, a research by reliablesoft.net said that Google actually acquires 81.5% of market share as compared to the other search engine like Bing, Baidu. Baidu is a Chinese one, and it is very popular. So Chinese people don't use Google, they use Baidu. Then Yahoo, Yandex, Ask, DuckDuckGo. Google has actually was able to do that because they have deployed AI to make search more relevant to the user. So their Google search algorithm is a combination of various algorithms which can serve different purpose. And they basically try to uplift the user experience on the search. So anyway, whenever we all know that Google actually handles a lot of inquiries per second, it can be around 1,000 query per second. That's a kind of searches happen on the Google, and it can mean that it can do 3.5 billions of searches every day. So these are certain kinds of AI and machine learning algorithm which Google is using to enhance or making the search engine not as a dump engine to search on certain key phrases, but making as a most intelligent search engine. So you people should know all these things, because what is happening is whenever I come to your session, before that I talk to my contacts in the industry and try to find out. So I was recently interacting with one of the students who's working in Google in US, and I was just doing a WhatsApp chat a long time back. I did, and I asked her that what's the latest thing, and he said, ma'am, Google basically are using a lot of AI, deploying AI in the search engine. And I said, okay, fine, can you just tell me a few things? Then he suggested about panda and penguin and hummingbird. I was really interested with the name, what they have kept it. And he said that, ma'am, you can go ahead, because when you come for the interview, as I told you always, that they also want you to know that how a particular company is deploying AI and in what way they are applying AI. Okay, so that's where my session is going to focus today. So let's talk about Google Panda algorithm. So Google Panda, Google Penguin, Hummingbird algorithm, Rank Brain, very important one, this one, and the latest one which we are using now is Google BERT algorithm. So let's see one by one. Google Panda is one of the most popular search algorithm, and this was released in 11th February, 2011. And the main purpose of this particular Google Panda algorithm was to address the issue of spam. You all know that uh, how normally we get irritated when our mailbox, or especially the search engine, also a lot of spams comes, unwanted results, unwanted search. So Panda, when it was released, many companies were able to rank high on the search engine. You know that the search engine, when you search something, for example, if you want to search best company to work for, so you write in the search engine best company to work for, and the company, the Google, through the search engine optimization process of digital marketing, a company can rank themselves high on the search. So the first 10 search in the Google is very, very important, because people don't go beyond that. So that's why the companies apply a very successful or very effective SEO strategies to rank themselves high on the search engine. Now, what happens normally, there are two kinds of SEO which happens. One is white hat SEO and one is black hat. White hat SEO is the one where you find a legal way to upgrade or enhance or your ranking on the search engine. Whereas black hat are those people or those digital consultant, who will find a loophole in the algorithm, Google search ranking and algorithm, and will try to exploit that and bring. Like, for example, 20 years back, the Google search was very dumb search. It was based on the keyword which you phrase. So if you write the best college, MBA college or engineering college in Bangalore, it will search a site which will have all these, the maximum time, the keyword best college, MBA college word, embedded. So if your entire page is stuffed with the keyword, it will rank high, or if you have higher visitors. But that's not how the Google should give you a better or the best result. So Google started thinking and ranking companies, or ranking the search engine search on basically content. So what is the quality of the content on your site? So initially the search result were also producing and ranking company which has low quality content. So the company started doing something called content farming. So Panda was an algorithm which updated and resolved the issue by classifying the quality of the content on the web page and relevance of it to the search which a person is performing. So if you're writing the best MBA college, it should not be the company stating themselves and saying that, promoting themselves that we are the best college. So the Google basically tried to find out what are the backlinks, how many how many searches happen, and is it really the best college according to NRF ranking, according to India Today ranking. All these kinds of affirmation when the Google does, it has to actually do lot. So that means that somebody saying I am the best is not what you believe. You try to find out whether and prove it whether it is best or not. So it is an AI enabled algorithm, the Panda one which I'm talking, which separated the content and rank it on the basis of quality. So if the site has high quality, very relevant content, insightful content, then it is higher, it is ranked higher and better in the search. So that's one is called the Google Panda. Next to move to the Google Penguin algorithm. So Google not only actually struggled with the quality of the content which is presented on the site, but also, as just now I told you, dealt with something called black hat SEO, where the the digital professionals are trying to find a loophole and trying to exploit that loophole to rank a particular company higher on the search engine. That means, so Google tried to deal with this black hat link building technique. And the strategy was that, okay, a particular site should have a high quality content. It should have a lot of backlink, how many backlinks it has. Then always basically, so Penguin did what? It tried to aim to give a higher ranking to a web page, which has obviously a good quality content and also good quality backlink and incoming links, right? So Penguin came out with several tweaks and make a fresh algorithm, a refresh algorithm, which helped almost 3% of the search resulting into the best quality research with which the customer is satisfied. They don't have to just scroll and say, no, this is not what I wanted. Since 2016, Penguin became a very, very core part of Google search algorithm, and it started working in real time. So it also, used a popular machine learning technique called pattern deduction. So pattern deductions allow or played a huge role in running the Penguin algorithm in actually making the algorithm separate the content on the basis of low quality and number of links. If the links are resulting into quality links, then it will rank that as a best company and make it rank higher on the search engine. So this is what. So Google tried to find out that which are the sites which actually deserve to be ranked high. That is the aim of Google. And with machine learning and AI algorithm, they are trying to improve that so that the customer which comes to the Google and trust Google to get the best result of the Google should not be disappointed. So next third one which they enhanced was Hummingbird algorithm. So Panda and Penguin had a minor update in Google search algorithm, whereas Hummingbird took the Google search to a new level of introducing artificial intelligence technology and making it deep embed into it. So Hummingbird came with the capability of something called semantic search and natural language processing, which allowed the Google to understand the intent of the search query. For instance, you type Michael Shoemaker, like I have typed there and I took the screenshot of that, and the Google fetched the results. So this is a result which you can see here. The shoemaker is obviously a wrong spelling here. So what I have written here is like Michael, I have to write Shoemaker. So what I did, I am typing very fast. So I just write Michael Shoemaker. So it's a wrong spelling, obviously. Hummingbird will realize the intent and fetch the result because it will understand that I want to research on Michael Shoemaker, and the praise. So exact keyword, I'm not typing it properly. So semantic search, what it does, it tries to match the search engine result page with the language of the searcher. And the motive behind coming up with the hummingbirds to also improve the voice search, because there are a lot of people, like you're traveling, you have a mobile phone, then you just immediately call, tell in the voice search that search this. So this becomes very easy for you instead of typing. So Google use the semantic search to try understand what actually you want to search. Even if you're writing a wrong phrase, it will ask you, do you mean this, and show you that. Next one is called rank brain algorithm. Rank brain algorithm became very popular update of Google. It is a next version of Google Hummingbird algorithm. And rank brain is an artificial intelligence which is infused algorithm which actually fetched a result for a query that is unknown to Google. Sample, suppose, I'll just show you one example. Suppose you type orange in Google search, which I have typed and taken a screenshot of that. In this case, so orange you means can be a fruit. Let's say like apple, when you type, apple can be a fruit also and can be a company also. So similarly, if I type, I didn't take deliberately the word apple. So I took a word orange and I wanted to see what happens. So when I take a word orange, it can mean a fruit also, and a French telecom company, very famous company called Orange. Right. In this case, you will get a mixed output. Brain algorithm is based on back propagation technique, which is a very standard method of training artificial neural network. So what it does, it fine tunes the weights of neural network on the basis of error obtained from the previous. So if I'm writing orange and I'm not writing anything out of it, it will try to understand that maybe I would like to search. It will also match my previous research search. Whatever the search I have done, that data is with them. And they try to understand, okay, this customer normally don't search for fruits. They search for companies. Maybe it's forgotten to write orange company. So, but at the same time, there is a possibility that they want to also find out about orange. So you can see here, it is written corporate website of orange. On one side, these both are ranked equally, the orange fruit. Okay. So in this case, the rank brank algorithm is also called unknown query, which you are based, because here you are not very clearly telling the Google to search what, orange fruit or orange company. So this is called unknown query. So when algorithm fetch, so what algorithm does, it will fetch all the relevant result related to that and will give you the best result. So it compares the user also rate of satisfaction, because the way you click, suppose you click on fruit orange, so it will record and it will say, okay, it is successful. Suppose you scroll or you again go ahead and you type something else because you're not satisfied with the result, it will record that also. So Google go to an extent to compare the user rate of satisfaction by seeing whether the user is satisfied with the result or it's trying to search another thing, or how much time they are spending on search. The latest algorithm which Google is using is called Google BERT algorithm. And this is the biggest Google search algorithm in the last 10 years, because this has been ranked very high and awarded, search. BERT is an open source neural network based technique. And this technique is based on NLP, natural language processing, pre-training. So BERT is an acronym of bidirectional encoder representation from transformer. I'll repeat it. It's called bidirectional encoder representation from transformer. So it's a deep learning search algorithm which perform the task like tagging the part of the speech, recognizing entities, answering the questions, therefore helping the Google to understand the natural language. BERT basically handle recognition. It is basically used in voice search. And suppose you are asking a question, Google, what is the weather today? Or Google, what is the stock price of IBM today? So if whatever way you speak, even if you don't speak. For example, today when I was getting late, I just was not able to type because I was driving in the Bangalore traffic. I wanted to tell Hirinakshi ma'am. So what I did is I just opened on my iPhone the Siri, and I said, Siri, send a message to Harinakshi ma'am that I am to delay the session by 15 minutes. Like that, I said. And because I said in a way, it asked me, are you saying delete or delay? I didn't look at it, should we send it? So I just asked it to send it. And it was sent, and then I realized it was a word delete. And then I again put the word delay by saying it. So what happens when you say certain things, the syntax it understand and try to correct you by saying, do you mean this? So this is the kind of thing which it analyze every word in the phrase and the sentence and understand whether it is making sense or can it mean something else. So that's called bidirectional, right? And this part of the bird is actually something which is really appreciated by the industry. Now, so apart from that, the Google also used the artificial intelligence and machine learning techniques in search algorithm, which is certain techniques which I will tell you like here. So Google has adopted artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithm like no other search engine, and that's the reason why they're the leaders. So if you see, it's not only on the search engine, the Google also the famous and the popular service, their Gmail, the Google Map, Google Ads, YouTube, and Google Play. They're using AI and ML. AI and ML is being embedded into all these services of Google, and the technologies which has actually, Google is using, and then all these are, I have listed here. The first one is called New Signal Identification. So the Google intelligent algorithm like Rank Brain, which I told you, which they used in search engine, actually do not help only in finding the best result, but also identify the new signals that can be used to improve the search result. So like I was telling you that when we put orange, it was confused whether I'm speaking about, because it's an unknown search. So it is giving me both the results. But let's say I'm not looking for either of this, neither the company orange. Maybe I'm looking for a t-shirt called orange, or maybe some orange color I want to see. So what I do is then I try to put some other word. I don't click on any link. I don't spend time on that search engine result page. So what it does, it gets a signal that it has to improve on its satisfaction level for a consumer and try to narrow down the search time for a particular customer or the visitors. So many more search signals are based on machine learning. So each time a person writes something on a phrase on the search engine and doesn't scroll and go and put a link and try another phrase and another phrase, these signals are taken as a machine learning training. And that's, you can say, non-supervised, unsupervised training. The next one is called pattern detection. Google used the pattern detection to identify the spam on your Gmail and flag them. It also identified the content attributes on the search engine like keywords, some unrelated bound links, too many advertisements if it is coming on the search engine result page. That also it tried to find out and say that let's remove more of the spam. Then the next one is called image search, which is becoming very popular nowadays. Like for example, you're walking on the road and suddenly you saw, somebody carrying a very good handbag, and you say, I can't ask a stranger that from where this person has bought, or maybe a good dress. You take a photo of that and you go on the Google and do an image search. Now, what Google does with that? The Google, suppose even if the brand name is not very clear, the Google see the design of the site and try to match with millions of, pattern which is exactly like the same, and try to understand that what is it, where is it a cloth, it is a bag. If it is a bag, if it is clear from the image, it identify that, and that try to identify that from where this particular bag can be bought, and it basically search you and give you the result of that. So Basically, it uses the visual simulation, images, GIF, video infographic, and it also search the catalog, analyze the image very critically from every point of view. So machine learning and AI play a very, very crucial role in mapping the pattern of the image with the other image in the database, and then try to match it and come out with some better results. So this is what is called image search, where AI and ML is used. Next one is called target advertisement. So Google search has allowed the firm to target ads, right? Specific ads. Just give me a few seconds. I just didn't water. So as I was saying that target advertisement is basically targeting a particular customer with the advertisement they're looking for. So as I told many times that one size doesn't fit for all today. We have to personalize the ad. So suppose you are looking for an airline ticket in certain sectors, let's say Bangalore to Goa. So the target ad, the ad which will follow you everywhere through Google will be the the flights from Bangalore to Goa, and it will keep on coming to you. Those are called target specific ads. So target specific ads are linked to your searches. So this ad will be shown at which ranking. In machine learning, try to find out that which is the best ad which can be shown to you. And also it depends on certain things in the SEO called click-through rates, CTR, or the landing page experience. Maybe you may land to a page through Google, but you will bounce back. So there are many factors which the Google take in consideration while targeting an ad to a particular person on the page. Next one is called synonyms identification. So Google also try to find a synonym of a particular keyword. Based on that synonym, it will give you the search. For example, if you are writing something which the Google feel that it doesn't have a better result, it will give you a result to the synonyms of those words. For example, you have typed certain words which is very, very unknown and not much of information is available on net on that. So try to make a synonym of that word and or rephrase that word and give you a similar result of that. Like, for example, you go to a chemist and say, the doctor is prescribed me this medicine. The person says, no, I don't have this medicine, but I have the alternative medicines. And it gives you the choice. Similarly, the Google does the same thing. So in the past few years, as I was telling you, the AI and machine learning actually have gained a lot of momentum. In the latest technologies, it is making everything very smart. So especially when all the technology firms are transforming today into a digital firm, everybody want to tell them that we are a IT firm, we are a digital firm. So smart innovations, enhancing the experience of the customers become the need of the hour. I've already spoken a lot about the virtual assistant like Siri and Alexa to self-driving car using AL and ML softwares. In our day-to-day life also, we have AL and ML infused into various products and services. So as I was discussing about Google Voice Search, microphone, which is attached on the Gmail, or Google Map, or the search bar on the Gmail, sentiment analysis, keyword analytics, so many things are there. So it's very fascinating that how Google as a search engine is using AI and ML and improving the search and enhancing the experience with that. Okay. So the latest one which I want to discuss with you is called the MUM. MUM is a short form of something called multitasking unified model. Like the way it is showing how a mom, basically the book, the Google took this name because they found that a mother is a multitasking woman. They do everything together. So that's why they found that this word is very apt for it. And they abbreviated it as not MOM, MUM, so that they can, expand the word as multitask unified model. And in 2021, this is a recent one, the Google recent AI employment. And the mom aims to integrate the content and the context at a level in the search engine. So what they do is they want to find the best answer, which depends on the deep knowledge. So normally what happens, let me first explain with you some example. Like when a mother has a very deep knowledge about the child, about the family, about what school she should opt for is good for the child, what kind of food is good for the child, though she might not have learned and developed the expertise, but it is something which is her human intelligence or mom intelligence, which basically is not learned, not reinforced, it is unsupervised learning. And these things which she can answer, she doesn't need somebody to give the answer for these queries. So this has come something in a deep mind, right? It comes naturally to a mother. Similarly, the Google also came up with Mum Mission. The Mum Mission is to help people meet many kind of fuzzy and confused and complex information they need in their daily life. And this can be a mother also searching, that a first time mother searching for that what to do when a child is crying and she is not able to understand that why child is crying, and she search on the Google to find out that if nobody is there to tell her. That's so that is one something called the mum. One more example I want to tell you here is the example of Google Pixel smartphone. I will show you a video on that. So in 2021, Google launched Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. And I feel it is a best phone. Even it has a better, software than the iOS. Maybe the hardware, I can't tell anything. But software is better than Apple phone. So the latest model now, they have 7 model. But initially when in 2021, they launched Pixel 7 and 7 Pro. In that device, which was also a very big competitor to Apple and in terms of price also, it differentiated the Google, Pixel phone in terms of very good use of AI in that phone. So Pixel 6 run on a custom build, which I'll show you now. TensorFlow, you know about AI, one of the subset. So Tensor chip designed to run multiple machine learning model in the device itself instead of in the cloud. So they were not setting up in the cloud certain things, but in the device itself, they had a tensor chip which run multiple machine learning model from in the device. As a result, everything in the device, from audio quality to the battery usage, became very smart. App responded very faster using this particular thing. Information does not need to travel back and forth between device and cloud. Normally, this is what happened in smartphone, that the apps are always on the cloud and the device interact with the app on the cloud and then do certain tasks, which to make the smartphone little slow. But the Pixel used the tensor chip where they learned this machine learning model to create all these facilities very fast, right? So this particular real life simulation translations which happened, or the interaction which happened with the machine learning chip on the device, made the Google Pixel Smart very fast. And the software also did one thing, it guided the camera to determine the exposure and color balancing. So if you are, see, most of the time we buy a phone because we want a good camera, right? Just give me a few seconds. So the software basically understand the darkness. For example, if you're doing in the dark night, the exposure of the light, the color balancing, anything. Also, it went to an extent that it can understand the skin color of the people. People with a dark skin, what kind of coloring is required, or people with a light skin color. All these kind of picture which a photographer knows, a very well expert photographer knows this, and it will adjust his camera accordingly. Google put all these things in their software to adjust the camera accordingly. So Google did this. The next one which the Google came, I will show you all these in the video. Google came out with a very latest AI, innovation in the foray in the drug discovery. So Google in 2021, their parent company Alphabet launched a new company called Isomorphic Lab. This Isomorphic Lab was charged with using AI to discover a new drug. And the CEO of the company, the CEO of the company, which is DeepMind company of the Google subsidiary. So Google has one AI subsidiary called DeepMind. And his CEO, I don't remember his name, he was heading this AI research, and he was the CEO of Isomorphic Lab, the Google AI lab. So you will be surprised that Google ventured into the, kind of a drug discovery or this kind of a business also. So Isomorphic Lab will utilize DeepMind AlphaFold technology and predict the structure of the protein in human body with very perfect accuracy. So Isomorphic announced that it will bring AI expertise in partnership with a pharmaceutical or biomedical company to use AI to discover treatment for a new kind of disease. So it went through a now clinical trial and commercialization. It's not yet launched any drug, but it is in the discovery process. Already it has tied up with many pharmaceutical companies and the biomedical companies to deploy the AI in identifying and discovering the drugs. So I'll show you the video on this now.
Today, I'm excited to share how we'll be bringing some of these research advances to Google Search with a multitask unified model, or MUM, as we like to call it. Like BERT, it's built on the transformer architecture, but it turns up the dial. See, MUM is 1,000 times more powerful than BERT. But what makes this technology groundbreaking is its ability to multitask in order to unlock information in new ways. Here are a few tasks it can handle at the same time. It can acquire deep knowledge of the world. It can understand language and generate it too. It can train across 75 languages at once, unlike most AI models, which train on one language at a time. And then what makes MUM even more amazing is that it's multimodal, which means it can simultaneously understand different forms of information, like text, images, and videos. We've already started some internal pilots to see the types of queries it might be able to solve and the billions of topics it might help you explore. Let me show you what I mean. Let's say you're an avid hiker planning your next adventure. You might ask, I've hiked Mount Adams and now want to hike Mount Fuji next fall. What should I do differently to prepare? This is a question you could casually ask a friend, but search engines today can't answer it directly because it's so conversational and nuanced. MUM is changing the game. With its language understanding capabilities, it would know you're looking to compare two mountains and also understand that prepare could include things like fitness training for the terrain and hiking gear for fall weather. Then it's able to surface useful insights based on its deep knowledge of the world. Here, it's highlighting that Mount Fuji is roughly the same elevation as Mount Adams, but fall is the rainy season on Mount Fuji, so you might need a waterproof jacket. It would also give you pointers to go deeper on topics, like how to prepare the right gear with articles, videos, and images from across the web. Now, a huge limitation of accessing information is the language it's written in. If there are insights about Mount Fuji in Japanese, you might not know they exist if you don't search in Japanese. But Mom can transfer language across multiple languages to give you a richer, more comprehensive answer. But it doesn't stop there. Because Mom is multimodal, it can understand different types of information simultaneously. So now imagine taking a photo of your hiking boots and asking, can I use these to hike Mount Fuji? Mom would be able to understand the content of the image and the intent behind your query, let you know that your hiking boots would just work fine, and then point you to a list of recommended gear in a Mount Fuji blog.
Okay. So this is about Mom. Now let's learn about the different types of machine learning algorithm, right? So what is the goal of AI? The goal of AI is to develop an AI tool to build a machine learning model which can actually take an input such as tooth X-ray and deliver an output such as whether or not there is a cavity. Let's say like that. I'm taking that example. Now, training an ML model start with two inputs. One is machine learning algorithm and a data set. Without data set, it will not do anything. So to think of the algorithm as a specialized computer program and design designed to help ML model learn to do a particular task intelligently. So at a macro level, there are three different types of machine learning algorithm, each relevant for certain types of tasks, right? I may use the word type, highlight there the existing, like I will highlight certain kind of algorithm. Also, machine learning engineers should keep in their mind that they should keep on tweaking these different kinds of algorithm regularly. They should not use only one. So the one is what the algorithm is, what a specialized computer program designed to help a machine learning model to learn to do a particular task intelligently. So the first one is called supervised learning model. So supervised learning algorithm refer to those machine learning algorithm where the machine learn from key answer provided in the training data. For example, if you are developing an ML model to classify incoming email, whether an email is a spam or not, let's say you are developing that machine learning model. So each mail in the training data set must have a pre-specified label denoting whether it is a spam or not. So that particular thing you want to do. So what it will do is it will have a characteristics of those, spam characteristics. And depending on that, the training data sets will identify the similar kind of characteristics. So this is called supervised learning, right? So one more example I can give you. The other example of supervised what you called learning is that you want to develop a machine learning model to predict the sales, which will be the impact of a very good advertisement or marketing campaign. Or maybe you might have given a very short-term price discount. For maybe you have certain clearance sale or perishable products such as packaged yogurt, and because you know that within few days this is going to perish or this is going to get spoiled and you are getting a heavy discounts and the sales suddenly increase. Now in this case, your training data set must include real information on the sales impact of previous advertisement budget and the price change. So what you do is you put that previously when you have done the sale of similar nature, how the sales has been, what kind of advertisements has impacted the increase in the sales. So you are using the learned method and train the model to do the similar thing. So it is not doing anything which is unknown, which is novel. The next one is called unsupervised learning. You all know all these things. I'm just revising you and telling this. Okay, just a minute. Just a minute. So, unsupervised learning refers to those machine learning algorithms that must train the ML model without having any kind of a structured answer or a structured, it's a new condition. You don't know the solution. So the model is trained to identify a particular pattern in the available data. And once the model has learned the pattern, it apply a knowledge to provide an intelligent answer for that event. So if the new data emerges, the machine learning model will keep refreshing. One example of this is Netflix recommendation engine. So Netflix recommendation engine is a very good example of training via unsupervised learning. Each time when you open a Netflix app, the company present from top to bottom, from right to left to right or right to left, specific genres of movies and content that you may like to watch. Every particular account holders will have this different sets or different recommendation. It is based on your training data, and training, it will predict that this may be the movies which you may like it. So faster, so what happens, the faster you're able to locate a movie, you will enjoy watching it better. So Netflix also, like a Google search engine, would want you to narrow down on your search and not go to the other app, OTT platform, and watch something else. They want you to stay there and watch the content. So they want to provide that kind of intelligent content, thinking this maybe you may like it. So algorithm built the recommendation engine by making use of everything in the database about your historical view, whatever you have watched from the time you were on account. And those historical data, your browsing data, it will map them against the choice made by the other users who has the similar habit of yours. For example, if you're watching, let's say, some kind of a series, and it's a detective series, and you like to watch those kinds of series, so what happens, it will try to take that data and match it with those people who also watch the same, which have the same interest, and we'll see that what these users have actually watched next, which you have not watched. So similar interest, similar kind of recommendation. So what they are seeing, they will give you that. So this is called the unsupervised learning. The next one is called reinforcement learning. So it refers to those machine learning algorithm which must train the ML model to make a sequence of interrelated decisions, and where the quality of any particular decision rests on your future decision to make. For example, like you're playing a game of a chess or driving a car autonomously, let's say that. So from decision-making lens, the task is becoming very difficult because there is no structured or a proven steps which you can take to win a chess game, right? Nobody can teach you that. So this particular playing the chess game requires a lot of intelligence. It can take 20, 30, 40 moves to play a game of chess, right? Some people can win in 20 moves, some can win in 30 moves, some can win in 40 moves. The only thing which matter here is whether you are winning or losing at the end, right? So what it does, it understands the moves of all the people who have won and give you a kind of a train the person or the expert just playing with you if you want to choose the level, and AI play the chess required with kind of reinforcement learning algorithm where it pick up from the people who are winning and what are their moves, in how many moves you want to. So you select when you're playing a chess game with a computer or a robot, software robot, you challenge the level. You say, I'm an expert and I want a person who is higher level than me. And if you've already played, they will know your level and they will give you that. So this is called reinforcement, algorithm. So 3-1, supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement. So think about the machine. So when you are writing a code or when you are developing an algorithm, it is very, very important that you have to understand the type of machine learning algorithm which will be relevant. Okay. So this is one. Okay, now let's look into the other part. I don't know, the video has gone. Okay, fine. So we will be now moving into the next topic, which says AI for deep market research. So we understood in the search engine algorithm and the type of algorithm. Now we will understand that how AI help in doing a very intelligent market research. You all know that doing business without markets research is just like flying an aeroplane blindly or a car blindly. So you can't have a casual market. The market research is not a very new term. It is as old as our civilization. So today the companies are doing a lot of systematic market research, right? It is a well developed department, well developed plan and strategies. And this market research is existing from last 100 years, and it is improving day by day with the help of technology. Okay, AI has actually brought a revolution in terms of market research practitioner. How AI can help discovering certain things which always a market researcher asks, like the questions: what your target customers, what do your target customers and consumer want and need, and why? Why are they willing to pay, and why? Like for iPhone, you're willing to pay any price if you are having that capability to do that. What do they expect from your product and services? How do they perceive what you offer, right? What is their perception about your product? What is your brand awareness? What is your brand image? How are your competitors placed? What is their strength and weakness of your competitors? And how the market is changing. So all these answers is very easy to find today with the help of AI. So AI basically have a very impact, and with the help of a lot of domains like natural language processing, computer visions, it taps into the unstructured data and can get the insight from this data, which can help a company to come out with a better market strategy. So if I want to tell you about the AI, biggest impact, it basically lies, as I said, in the natural language processing and computer vision in the unstructured data. So what AI can do is AI can help the market capture the information embedded into social media post. How will they get this data? Will customer come and tell, I like this, I don't like this, I want this? You can't ask customers. So where do you get this data? You get this data from social media, where the customers are coming and posting on the platform like LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. So worldwide, every single adult younger, have actually, it is, that they spend at least 1 hour to 2 hours on social media. So that's a thing which they know, that people will come to social media, people will write, and that's a point from where you can get the data. So almost all social media posts have a free form of text, image, audio, video data. What AI does, AI can decode this unstructured data and get a better insight and give the answer to a particular company about the customer want, need, attitude, behavior, who are their target customers. Also, AI can unlock the insight buried into a contact call centers recording. Most of the company are using contact centers where customers come and ask for something, like customers calling and asking for a product, or maybe they are placing an order, or maybe sometimes the customer even call for complaint, or maybe after sale service. All these records, all these datas in the contact center, where you have all these details of the customer calling for complaint, for asking about a query about a product, or placing order, or seeking support. All these data are used by the AI to predict what customer want and need, and to create a marketing campaign built around that. So AI powered tool for natural language can understand, interpret, and codify all those recording of the customer call. You know that when you give a call to a call center, you hear a message where say that your call will be recorded for the quality purpose. So they record your call. And from this recording, the data is generated. So they use natural language processing to understand, interpret, and codify all these sound recording, the sound file into text. And then AI is used on these data to create an insight. And these people, for example, they make a focus group. For example, the number of people who are complaining about the product, they became a complaint focus group. So focus group basically moderate and facilitate discussed among the 6-10 people who are on the same topic, who are calling for the same kind. So they, from that particular thing, the AI sense that, okay, fine, these sets of the customers need these kinds, or maybe they can be pushed with this ad, or they can be targeted with this app. So company rely on a lot on the data or the contact call centers, or maybe the focus group discussions also on certain discussion forums, or maybe on social media site. So this is something, but there can be a risk also, which I'm going to talk in the next slide, which is about biasness in the AI, that AI can be biased sometime like human being. So AI can actually do a lot by interpreting a visual data, audio data. We can say that without any bias, but then next slide will tell you that it can be a biased also like human being. So let's think that how your organization can deploy AI tool to enrich the customer experience or the customer insight. So that's one thing. So let's look into one more video.
Hey, and welcome to our brand new series in which we're going to get you up to speed on artificial intelligence for marketing and growth. Predictive analytics is a form of data mining that uses machine learning and statistical modeling to predict the future based on historical data. Applications in action today are all around us already. For example, banks have been using predictive modeling to approve or decline your credit cards and personal loans. But it's not only that, it's also used for weather forecasting,
Bangalore to Goa
and fraud detection. So why should marketeers
Goa to Bangalore
not only determine whether a lead is a good fit for your product, but also which are the most promising? This will allow you to focus your team efforts on leads with the highest ROI. And this will also imply growing from quantity of metrics to quality of metrics, which leads to focus more time on. A financial services provider can use thousands of data points created by your online behavior to decide which credit card to offer you and when. A fashion retailer, based on the jacket you just bought, can use your data to decide which shoes to recommend as your next purchase, based on historical behavior that other customers have had in the past. But the implications are much bigger than that. Retailers can predict demand and therefore make sure they have the right level of stock for each of their products. Every time we type a search query into Google, Facebook, or Amazon, we're feeding data into the machine, growing ever more intelligent. To leverage the potential of artificial intelligence and predictive analytics, there are 4 elements that organizations need to put in place. First of all, you need to ask the right questions. Which questions am I trying to ask with my predictive analytics? Which metrics am I trying to forecast? Which future behavior am I trying to predict? You need a sound hypothesis to actually test. The second one is having the right data. We've come a long way in terms of data availability. It's been said that 90% of all of the world's data has been generated in the last 2 years. But we still do need complete and clean data sets to arrive at plausible conclusions. It's important for you to figure out what data is available to you and whether it will be sufficient to answer your questions convincingly. Third of all, we need the right technology, whether or not a particular software is right for the problem you're trying to solve. And finally, it's the right people. Without the right people, it's impossible to pose the right questions. Let's look at staff retention at IBM. IBM is using predictive analytics to retain its employees and come up with possible solutions to forego higher turnover. By uploading a structured data file, Watson can spot the common factors in employee dissatisfaction. This then feeds into a quality score for each employee based on their predicted likelihood of leaving IBM. This is what we call people analytics. Next, let's look at supply chain optimization at Walmart. Walmart takes data instantaneously from its system and incorporates it within its forecast to assess which products are likely to go out of stock and which have actually underperformed. Combined with behavioral data from its customers online, this provides a huge amount of data points to help Walmart prepare for increased or decreased product demand. Forecasting this allows Walmart to personalize its online presence, targeting customers with specific products based on their predicted likelihood of making a purchase. We'll go into more depth on predictive analytics in our next episode. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and be notified when episode 2 is available.
Okay. So this is how it is. Now we will also understand in this particular session now how the AI is used for hypermarket segmentation. So you all know that we are human beings, we have different kinds, we are very diverse in nature. In terms of each one of us have a very unique DNA. We are, discrimination on the basis of sex, race, ethnicity, age, nationality. There are a lot of socio-economical status we have. We differ in that. We have a lot of our life experience, which we are diverse in nature. So there are so many things which are different from the other people. So the marketeers take this consideration, this diversity, and segment the customers and make a tailor-made strategy for different segments. So the marketeers for a long time, see, I take management, that's why I'm talking more about it. So what happens, the marketeer from long time are facing two hurdles in implementing a good segmentation strategy. One, the lack of rich data on buyers. Two, very high cost of customization. Development, in the form of getting a good data about the buyers, which can help them in segmenting customers into a similar group or similar group of with the similar demographic features, and is very difficult first. Then there is a big cost of customizing the campaign for them. So the rise of AI has actually made a movement for the company to go for something called hypersegmentation, where each buyer and each user become one segment. Initially, what was happening? There are 100 people who have the similar habit, similar nation, similar color, similar language. They will put them into one category. Today, that also is making no effectiveness in the marketing. So what today AI is doing, every single customer's persona, even if there is a slight difference, also is a different segment. That's called hyper segment. That means every customer is a unique persona and every customers are targeted with a unique kind of campaign. So that kind of customization the AI is enabling the company to do, at the same time reducing the price of customization also. Okay. Now we all know that the majority of adults are online. So how do we get this data? We get the data, which is while some of your data can be private, but much of it is public. So what company does, always have a data on every customers which they have interacted with. They combine the internal with an external data and make a rich insight into the peculiar habits of single buyers. So what are they using? They're using an unsupervised machine learning algorithm, such as K-means clustering. Okay. What it can do, it can parse us through the large growing constantly database and identify a unique pattern in that person. So for example, there are so many, suppose there are a group of women who are in the same age group, they reside in the same city, they have the same skin colors, they have the same educational background, they are all married. Most of this, out of 10, 8 similarities are there. And there will be few people, out of them, few women have, let's say some women have 10 to 10 similarities. They will be put into one clusters. And 2 women have basically 2 different unique characteristics. So every individual peculiarity of a single buyer is examined by the AI. And this is done with the unsupervised machine learning algorithm, which I said is K clustering, means clustering. And this is growing a large. So even AI savvy bank, the bank, which give you insurance, they also do something called risk profile of each customers. One more example I'm giving. Risk profile of the customers means what is the risk of losing a customer? Will the customer retain the service with them or will they lose the customer? Let's say a customer is doing a car insurance with the HDFC Bank, and because it's a new car. Next year, will they continue the same car insurance from the same company or will they look into somebody else? The possibility or the risk profile is very, very important for them to understand how do they retain and make the customer renew the policy from them. So the customer they also try to find out whether they should target this customer or not by looking into his credit histories, that whether they have paid the premium on time or not. Do they have any hard assets? They also look into their data from the social media, certain contacts. So this data and make the bank analyze the insurance premium and the interest rate the particular customer is willing to pay for a particular insurance. And they also compare the competitors' insurance, let's say car insurance, and will the customers, because of the price or because of some added feature in the insurance, will they shift to the competitors? All these are analyzed with AI. So AI develop a tailored marketing campaign which will deliver the right message to the right target audience via the right channel at the right time. So each time when you search, one more example I'll tell you here. Each time when you want to search something on Google or Amazon, every time you are writing something, Amazon and Google is learning a little bit more about you. That's why I was reading a book where it says that Google knows you more than what you know about yourself. So the data which you are searching, every single touch or every single data goes immediately to work and it sent a tailor message, and Google is very, very effective in that, even the Amazon. The outcome will be such that the person will be really interested in that. So the lower cost of customer acquisition is one of the aim, that you can personalize and send a unique target ads to the customers, which the customer will definitely click on and use it. So with the help, the marketer are basically using AI learning approach, mostly the unsupervised learning algorithm, to come up with not only the personalized customers ad, but also understanding what kind of headline, image, color of the ad, which will be most preferred by a particular set of customers. And based on that data, the algorithm try to create a combination of the ad for a particular set of people or a person with a particular design. So this is how you can click on the combination. So this is called the hyper segmentation model, right? Hyper segmentation means each customer is targeted with their own personal choice, own personal unique difference. So the marketing is becoming so personalized now, and also the companies who have already made a customer and they want to do upselling or cross-selling, right? Upselling means like if you have Maruti 800 and they said, okay, guy, go, can you buy Maruti Swift now because it has a now low cost, you can upgrade it, will give you a good price, all those upselling. Cross-selling means that another product or another kind of a product like they want to sell you. So deploying AI to generate a deeper insight into the unique buyer's behavior has actually resulted a company to reduce their market expenditures and get the answer about whatever I said initially. Like what do customer need? What do they want? Will they like it? What price they are willing to pay? All those kinds, right? So this is how they analyze, and they can have a budget. So you can just go ahead and tap the data, what you get it from public domain or social networking site or call centers. All those data are untapped. You can just use the the AI to parse all these kinds of data, and you can get insight from there. Okay. So now the other part of the session is using AI to drive product innovation? How can you use the AI to come up with a new product innovation? So AI is an embedded feature in the end products, right? And the product and the service both, but I'm mostly talking about product. So let us look at how AI can be an embedded feature in the end product, right? So there is a kind of a deep insight which you need, that which particular feature will be enabled or enhanced by AI. Firstly, you have to decide that. And the next step is to explore how many or one or more AI tool, like for example, computer vision, NLP, natural language processing, or neural network, or computation, or robotics, what you want to embed in the product. And so we will take an example, which I took it in the first few sessions, if you remember. I spoke about the role of AI in agriculture, precision agriculture, and I gave you the example of John Deere tractor. And in the recent year, the environment sustainability is becoming a very, very huge talk of the town. The developed countries farmers are talking about sustainable, or organic products. So most of the farmers are cutting down on chemicals because people are becoming aware. They want organic fruits and vegetables, which will prevent the disease. So as the world is leading to all these kinds of thought, the John Deere and the other companies are also coming up with the AI machines, which I already told you. And these machines are the answers where the John Deere, as I will again, remind you that it uses an embedded computer vision, which is an attachment to the tractor. As the tractor moves through a farmland, the array of high resolution camera takes the image of the ground underneath. And then they have certain, IoT also in the roots and all those. These are all high-tech, farming. As the tractor is moving, this particular camera take the image of the ground underneath, of the soil underneath. And an untrained human eye actually cannot distinguish between a crop and a weed, which I told you in those sessions. So what they do is they use neural network, which is trained through 1 million of images. If you remember, I told you about cheetah also, that all those kinds of examples I've given you. And this is an example of supervised learning, where they take million of images, which can train data to identify a weed from crop, right? And with the help of supervised learning algorithm, you will be able to classify a weed from the crop almost flawlessly. So the AI direct also the automated nozzles to spray herbicides on the weeds. So it will not spray the herbicides on the crop, which will destroy the crop. And the end result for the farmer is 80% reduction in the use of herbicide and cost saving. Otherwise, you unnecessarily spray the herbicide on a wrong crop. Okay, so that's how the AI is used in the certain products and certain tools. So the chemists are also using AI. There are a lot of examples which I have given you in initial classes, that how the AI is basically used by so many companies. The product innovation with AI, you can get unstructured data, and with that unstructured data, the ML can get a deeper insight into the customer need. Like just now I told you about that. They could also, explore and discover a new feature in a existing product, which will enhance or make a particular product, intelligent. Okay, let's see this.
How are pharmaceutical companies using artificial intelligence? Before the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, pharmaceutical companies were still using artificial intelligence and other technologies to power their drug and vaccine production process. Unfortunately, when coronavirus spearheaded its spread across all geographical regions, the government started running after potential vaccines. That was when the world realized the true potential of artificial intelligence, big data, data analytics, and many more technologies in pharmaceutical companies. Technology helped them figure out the right drug and vaccine, and also accelerated the production process. Vaccine discovery and manufacturing that usually takes 10 to 15 years was already in our hands within months, thanks to artificial intelligence. In this video, we list some of the famous pharmaceutical companies that are using artificial intelligence in their routine medicine-making process. AstraZeneca. AstraZeneca is a global, science-led biopharmaceutical business. The company is embedding data science and artificial intelligence across its research and development to enable its scientists to push the boundaries of science to deliver life-changing medicines. AstraZeneca is using knowledge graphs and image analysis to gather new insights about diseases and identify biomarkers 30% faster than human pathologists. The company is also availing machine learning and chemistry automation to shorten the lengthy drug discovery process and cost by 75%. Pfizer. Pfizer is one of the world's largest pharmaceutical companies. Throughout its vaccine process, Pfizer took help from artificial intelligence to make the COVID-19 vaccine. During the vaccine trials, the company used AI software to help find signals within millions of data points in its 44,000-person study. Even before the pandemic, Pfizer started digitizing its research and development operations and implemented artificial intelligence in its working system. In 2016, the pharmaceutical company joined hands with IBM Watson for drug discovery. Pfizer has recently befriended Ictos, a virtual drug design tech firm, to tap its artificial intelligence for discovery work. Novartis. Novartis is a global healthcare company. It has taken revolutionary steps towards the implementation of artificial intelligence in its healthcare operations. It collaborated with Path AI to develop a system that will be used to decode cancer pathology images through AI. In June 2017, it joined hands with IBM Watson to use data analysis and machine learning to study the possible outcomes of different breast cancer treatments. In January 2018, the company also partnered with McKinsey's Quantum Black to analyze 500 clinical trial operations worldwide. In September 2019, Novartis announced a multi-year alliance with Microsoft that will leverage AI to transform the way new medicines were developed. Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson is a multinational corporation that focuses on improving the state of personal health and hygiene. The company introduced Andy, an AI chatbot that helps its users throughout their AccuView journey for those considering lenses for the first time to long-term wearers. In January 2018, J&J partnered with Winterlight Labs to try predicting dementia and neurodegenerative diseases through voice samples collected in the Janssen clinical trials. In April 2019, the company collaborated with the AI-driven drug design startup Ictos to use its technology on small molecule drug discovery projects. GlaxoSmithKline, GSK. GSK is a multinational pharmaceutical company and is very active in implementing AI for drug discovery. They have also created an in-house AI unit called Medicines Discovered Using Artificial Intelligence. The company partnered with Google to create biomedical medicines that are implantable devices that can modify electrical signals running through the nerves and detects irregular impulses that occur due to any illness in the body. GSK is also a member of Accelerating Therapeutics for Opportunities in Medicine Atom Consortium, which aims to develop drug discovery from a slow, sequential process to a rapid, integrated, patient-centric model. For more such insights, subscribe to Analytics Insight.
Okay. So the last part of the session is how do you use AI for human resource management? Okay. So AI is actually making the human resource management very smart, right? Whether it's a job search platform, it's a candidate screening, getting the right candidate for the right jobs, whether it's a training and development process, it's a promotional decision, or even if it is a, dismissal decision. Sorry, the throwing the employee out of the job. So like every technology, AI is also, it can be misused or abused. So what happens, people can actually perceive unfair in many contexts. Unfair mean, for example, that a person can sue a company in the media, or file a lawsuit, or even go for a violence in the form of strike. So companies are using AI for HR, even in ethical behaviors or bias-free way. So AI is used by company first by LinkedIn or job search platform. Even the company, like, even you can go through this company called Zip Recruiters. And these platforms recommend an open position to the individual or candidate to a company and try to match a particular skill of a particular candidate with the company requirement and shortlist those candidates for the company, so that it does all these kind. And platform also uses a natural language processing to decode the individual credentials on hand, the job requirement. Also, the AI help in screening and shortlisting the right kind of people, narrowing down the search time for the job. Large employee nowadays asking people to apply online. All IT company does that. The employees are basically uploading their resume, which can also sometimes the company asks the people to upload a video resume. The company also look into the media, social media post, and also they check the government database for any police record for that candidate. So many things a company has to do together to find the right kind of a candidate who are ethical, who are right, who have right skills. Every way they should be right. So what they do is they use the AI model to the screening of these information. Natural language NLP technology is basically used to scan the candidate application. Also, they use a text-based social media postings of the candidate to understand what customer is saying about his personality. Is what it is projecting in the social media. So you should be very careful what you post on your social media. So the computer vision technologies interpret a video resume which they ask you to send. Also the images which you posting on the social media, that is interpreted, and they also use the information which is necessary, scan those information from the candidate application and match it with the company requirement. So the company is also at the same time they employing AI to analyze automatically while this process is happening, to analyze the government database and find out if the person has any criminal or terrorism record or not. So, though I may sometimes tell when I teach HR, though I tell the students that sometimes I feel this is, a kind of unethical or very bad practice to use AI to assess someone's personality from video interview, right? Because in a video, you will portray always good or always everything is very nice. So video interview is just like trying to extract the oil from a snake. I feel like that. So regarding the social media post, again, it can be a gray area because you never know what you have posted and how can you access someone's interest in the view and personality. And there is a issue of privacy also, which you have to say. Certain times, some government institution or organizations, they are required to ask the company, asked by the candidate, the company to explain that sometimes the candidate, when they are rejected, they ask the company, tell us the reason, give us a feedback, why we were rejected. So AI become a black box, like how from the black box, the crash you can identify, what is the reason of the crash. So AI become a black box, which can give a suitable answer for a particular candidate for not creating a problem for the company, telling that I was suitable, but I was not, recruited. AI is used in training and development in HR. AI actually can give a training in different languages. Like for example, you're training a worker, you can't train them in English. They will be trained in the regional language, so AI can do that. AI can also assess the individual capability to grasp a particular online material or online course at a certain speed or certain simplification. They can do it for a customer depending on their, learning capability. It can basically personalize the training and learning for a customer. Even for a promotion also, it will screen the potential employee who can be promoted, and what predict also that whether that particular candidate can be a good asset for a company when he or she is promoted. In US, the AI model or AI is basically used to remove the biasness, in the recruitment, remove the biasness by a human recruiter in terms of skin color. Because when a human recruiter or American is recruiting, he will most of the time will be biased toward the people who are white color or white skin. Then the people who are, even though the brown skin or maybe the black skin people are more capable, but then they are biased towards the white skins. So that biasness can be removed where the AI robotic interviews. Okay. So let's see the last part, which is the video, and then the session.
In the war for talent, companies are using predictive algorithms and machine learning as tools to identify the best candidates. They're using AI to assess human qualities, analyzing everything from word choice to tone of voice to eye contact. So it says here in this section, there are 4 questions for me to answer. Some of the questions will require you to record a response with video. HireVue is one such company, and I got to test out the interview of the future. Here I am, applying for a job as a customer service representative for a paper company. But I'm not talking to an HR rep or hiring manager. It's just me, pre-recorded interview questions, and the camera.
Tell us some of the things that you're passionate about and why you'd be a great fit for this role.
So it's such a great question. What am I passionate about? I love that question. According to HireVue, responses to video interviews are full of data. The content of the verbal response, intonation, and nonverbal communication are just a few of the 25,000 data points the company analyzes.
What the computer is really doing is decoding visually what candidates are saying. You can understand things like creative thought. You ask somebody a question, they tend to look up like that and think for a few minutes. That's just a really strong sign from a psychological point of view of creative thought.
In analyzing these data points, HireVue says it does a better job eliminating hiring bias than face-to-face interviews.
There's something like 150 documented cognitive biases that we all carry around with us every single day. What the technology can do is really look objectively at candidates, irrespective of whether they're a man or a woman, their gender, age, ethnicity. And so we're really looking at the true person as opposed to the superficial things that an interviewer might be looking at.
It also widens the net for finding new talent.
We can open the funnel, we can open the aperture for talent very, very widely and interview in places that we never would have thought to go. Because good talent, great talent can be almost anywhere in the world.
Companies like Goldman Sachs, Vodafone, Nike, and Carnival Cruise Line all use HireVue. But what's the experience like for the interviewee? In my case, I really enjoyed it. The worst part is hearing yourself replayed after you answer a question.
I can't listen to myself.
But how do others like the experience? A quick look at the hashtag HireVue on Twitter shows varying reactions, with some seeming to love it and others reacting less positively. Despite mixed reviews, it doesn't look like AI is leaving the recruitment landscape anytime soon.
When you have all the jobs on the internet, certainly employers have lots of choices, and so does job seekers, but those choices often can be overwhelming for both sides. What we find is the use of AI technology can enable a job seeker to find the best possible opportunities for them to apply for.
But body language expert Patty Wood sees some issues with these programs.
I don't want people to be excluded because they're not comfortable with this kind of interaction. who may be very good at human interaction.
On the flip side, Yale behavioral scientist Jason Dana says unstructured face-to-face interviews are overrated.
There's a lot of industrial psychology research showing that interviews aren't very good at predicting job outcomes. At least they're much less good than people think they are.
But even Dana sees some red flags.
You might have too much homogeneity in the organization and not enough healthy diversity of thought, right? You just keep hiring the same sort of person again and again. And that would be a danger.
For me, what I missed most from my HireVue experience was the human element. I couldn't crack jokes, make eye contact, or gauge how my responses were resonating. But the software was also really easy to use, convenient, and less stressful than an in-person interview. One thing's certain, AI will continue to transform the hiring experience.
I'm convinced that you're going to walk into someone's office 10 years from now and see a pile of resumes on the corner and think, oh my gosh, I haven't seen those in years. You still do it that way. Good for you for hanging on, because there's a much better way. And we think we're on the verge of making that transition.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube.
So let's stop here because it's already 6:45 and you are all waiting for a long time. And once again, I'm sorry for the delay. If there's any question I can take, or we can wind up the session.
No, ma'am, no questions.
Okay, thank you so much. And
Thank you.
when we are meeting, please make sure that all of you do the exercise. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam.